What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is featuring two of the best current players in StarCraft 2. Spawning here in the top left-hand corner of Acid Plant LE, playing with the blue Terran pieces. He got on the board and wants to tie this series up right here and right now. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He is currently known as the best current Protoss player on the planet and wants to continue showing everyone why he is exactly that. His name is Stats. So guys and girls, here we go. Proxy Barracks once again in a very early probe scout here by Stats is going to see exactly that there is absolutely, once again, no barracks in the main base. So SpeCial can easily just kind of, it seems like he does this just to try to get a Reaper out quicker to go ahead and kind of just start harassing his opponent a little bit. This probe is going to scout essentially everything that is going on and see that there is no barracks. On the opposite side, though, Stats is going ahead, and he is going to get a gateway up here. And, guys, this series and game in particular was played at Blizzcon. It was the, the quarterfinals of the global finals, which is, of course, Blizzcon is the, biggest event of the year for StarCraft 2. And it's very exciting, to say the least, between these two players. Once again, they're kind of doing very similar builds once again. Going for that factory. It does look like Stats is going to go ahead, put that pylon down, and then most likely put up another Stargate. And that Stargate is, probably going to have more oracles coming out of it, I would assume. But we do have an Adept coming out of the gateway right now. Warp Gate is being researched as well. I'm assuming we're going to see, Marines as well as Cyclones out of the factory and barracks. So, as I said, very interesting play here by both these players. We have not had one game where it's been, very, very standard yet. This game might be, relatively standard, but at least the openers are not quite that standard. I know SpeCial is really, he's been playing this kind of style here for a little while now, so and I know he has been loving doing exactly that. Couple of Cyclones are going to be, on that production tab. Are going to be coming out here, but the Stargate is being made here, or the Stargate actually has, of course, an Oracle coming out of it, and it does look like there is just no defense here, and this could really hurt if those units don't get back in enough time. And I'm talking about the Cyclones. The Cyclones are going to try to come out, but it does look like that Oracle. Oh, those the Zealot as well as the Adept are distracting our Terran player. But beautifully enough, there was a missile turret that went down, shooing away that Oracle, at least for now. Very well done here so far. Does look like there is going to be a Widow Mine here. That Widow Mine is going to need to burrow. Oh, and the Widow Mine does get at least one kill. And it does look like this factory is going to be under some significant pressure at this point in the game. Now, we do have a Stargate that's in the top right-hand corner. Or I should say a starport at the top right-hand corner of in SpeCial is going to probably, I would assume, maybe get a couple of Vikings out right now, possibly a Banshee. Hard to tell. It looks like a Banshee and then cloaking. Okay, so it really looks like our Terran player is really trying to play this thing, kind of trying to throw his opponent for a loop here. But Stats is just so good, guys, that I do not see him really missing out on anything, missing a beat at all at this point in the game. Now, we do have a few units here, and it does look like SpeCial is going to start to put on a little bit of some pressure here. Nothing too crazy as of yet. There is no natural nexus as of yet. But we do have the Raven switch here. Okay, the Raven is what is being switched up here. for SpeCial. I like that decision a lot here instead of going for the Banshees. A natural command center is going to be constructed here for SpeCial as well. And all this being said and done, that Raven's going to be coming out very, very soon. And it does look like he's going to fly that Stargate or Starport away. Raven's out now, and a lot of these stalkers are going to be coming out here. Probably going to try to snipe at this Starport here. But it looks like SpeCial, all that being said and done, is moving back home here. +1 is being researched right now out of the engineering bay. It does look like Stats is going to try, and it looks like he will get that Starport here, which is a pretty nice pickup. Natural Nexus is coming down here for Stats at this point in the game here, so as we're approaching the 6-minute mark. I gotta say, it's hard to say who's really ahead, but very soon, Stats is going to be taking a nice little lead here. Does look like he is going to see if that command center, natural command center, is down yet, and that is not the case as of yet. These observers have really given Stats have really created a lot of value for Stats. He's been able to just kind of keep tabs on his opponent at all 3 phases of the game. You know, here in the past, he's done a really good job placing those observers in great places. And now we're kind of setting ourselves up for what could be a macro-focused game here, unless Stats decides to get aggressive. Twilight Council is coming down here for Stats. We do have the Robotics Bay to go down as well. And we're going to start seeing, it looks like, Corruptors coming out here for the Protoss player. So it does look like, oh, the guy gets a nice kill on one of those siege tanks. And now these units are going to try to take out this command center. And this could be really bad if the command center does go down here. He's going to have to maybe pull a few of those SCVs. Does not look like that'll be need to happen as of yet. But this is really keeping... it's really keeping our Terran player on his toes right now. He is behind right now in the economy game. Looks like those stalkers are going to be shooed away here, at least at this point. And that natural command center it seems like it will go down at this point. So well played here by Stats here, really delaying his Terran opponent. And while this is all going down, we have a Disruptor coming out. We got the Forge coming up here, so the +1/+1 upgrades will probably be started here shortly. Blink is going to be started at the Twilight Council. We do have Stimpack being researched at at the Tech Lab here, and then some Medevacs are going to be coming out here as well. So very interesting play here so far by both of these players. And it does look like Revelation is going to reveal all of these units here of SpeCial. So very nice revelation there by that Oracle. And it does look like there's going to be a couple of Cyclones that are starting to move down the map. More and more gateways are being constructed here. There's not a whole lot of defense right now in the main base, so this could do a little bit of some damage. Just depending on how fast the reaction time is. It does look like the Disruptor hits are going to be going down, and that Raven goes down. Beautiful play here. Disruptor hit once again. Got to be very careful if you are SpeCial at this point. Does look like there's not a lot of defense here so far. Those Cyclones are going to start doing a little bit of some damage here. Those Cyclones are going after a bunch of these probes here. Very nicely done so far. It's going to keep Stats at home, at least for now. Those Disruptor hits are very terrifying to have to deal with if you are the Terran player. But everything considered, it does seem like both of these players are playing this thing pretty standard. At least at this point, we're kind of moving into the mid-game here. Kind of approaching that 10-minute mark. And it's hard to tell who's really ahead. I know that third command center is going down here, and it's going to be delayed here. Nice micro there on those Marines getting the kill on the Oracle. but now it's going to be a little bit more delayed. Charge is being researched. We got +1 coming out of ground-based units here. Looks like a disruptor. The disruptors are really going to scare this army away. Those disruptor hits can do crippling amounts of damage to a well-sized army. We do have some siege tanks now out here on the map. The disruptors are starting to move in here. This could get scary. Those disruptors are starting to move a little bit far up here. Do not want to overextend, and there is another drop here with a couple of those cyclones. But everything considered, nothing too crazy as of yet. The disruptor hits are going to be massively, absolutely massive disruptor hits so far by Stats. Very well done there. Stats has to kind of split up his army, though, at this point. Looks like he's going to go back home. Liberators are starting to come out of the starport. And +1 is being, or I should say +2 being researched out of the engineering bay. So, very interesting, you know, very interestingly enough, we're getting a lot of, you know, lots of upgrades right now. Both these players are kind of slowly just trying to get a feel for what each other needs to do in order to obtain victory here. Those disruptor hits, you got to be so careful. You do not want to lose. You can lose practically your entire army to some of those disruptor hits. But at this point, there is a lot of siege tanks out. So those siege tanks could take out this army composition very, very quickly. So I don't think Stats is going to want to really move into, you know, he's going to want to get a good angle, but I don't think he's going to want to move in as of yet. Armory is going to be going down here for our Terran player. And like I said, they're both kind of giving each other a lot of respect right now. Does look like a War Prism full of Zealots is going to start moving out here. I wonder if he's going to try to get a good connection, maybe in the main base. There are going to be some units here to kind of protect against any kind of drop play that may come up at this point. There is going to be more disruptor hits, not too crippling there, but there's a lot of disruptors out on the map. Fourth Nexus is going down right now as well, and before you know it, Stats is going to have a pretty substantial lead here when this Nexus finishes up. Got to be very, very careful here. The way that you kind of, you know, the way that you tread here. Does look like there is going to be a drop into the natural expansion here. All those Zealots that do have charge are going to go after a bunch of these SCVs, and this is going to slow down the Terran player just a little bit. And now there's more units, that is Protoss units starting to move in. But all that considered, SpeCial is still in a fine position. Just got to be really, you know, these disruptors can create so much havoc on your main army composition. So we'll have to kind of somewhat keep an eye on that as we are consistently moving into, you know, starting to move into the late game here. SpeCial going ahead and getting that command center made. And both these players are kind of just, you know, they're trading blows. They're trying to just see what kind of information they can get. Ground armor level 2 did go down for Stats here. So his +2 upgrades are finished. Storm is being researched right now. And I really like the positioning currently for Stats right now. Stats is in a really nice position. Now, you know, SpeCial has a really nice sized army. He's got a lot of these siege tanks out, but I'm a little bit concerned. The Blink comes in here, and then there goes a couple of those disruptors. The disruptors are trying to get some nice hits there, trying to get those connections, getting a couple more kills. Got to have beautiful splits here by the Protoss player. Looks like he is going to back off for now, and those High Templar are out on the playing field now. You got to be really careful while engaging here, and this is going to be interesting. Looks like there is one High Templar that's just kind of chilling, but nonetheless, starting to move back here is Stats, and now it looks like SpeCial is going to try to knock down some of those rocks and maybe go after this fourth Nexus here. Going to try to get the kill here, and it looks like they might just go ahead and they might just trade, have a base trade at this point in the game right here and right now, going after these bases. And now a massive possible base trade might be coming down here. Nice storms there. It looks like SpeCial is going to try to take out that natural Nexus here. He does do exactly that, and he's going to fly on out of there. So very well done here by SpeCial, getting 2 of those bases. But of course, you know, altogether, Stats has a much stronger army right now. He has got a scary army of, you know, Stalkers, Zealots, Archon, you know, High Templar, Disruptors, Immortals, and Sentries. I mean, he's got all of these units, and he's starting to chase this army down a little bit here. It looks like he's going to back off, at least for now. He's going to go ahead and take both of those Nexuses once again. It's definitely slowing down Stats a little bit, though. Being on, you know, less bases now. And he's trying to kind of reconstruct some of these bases. Here we go. We do have one of these. The planetary fortress is going to be under some fire. Nice, you know, really nice play there by Stats, and a really nice hold by SpeCial. At this point, there are going to be some of those siege tanks are going to try to get the surround here, and it looks like SpeCial is going right once again after this base, and then there's going to be possibly another base trade here. Some of those Zealots are going to try to take out some of those siege tanks, doing exactly that. Beautiful play here by both of these players. They are microing multiple armies at once here. Absolutely stellar play by both of these players here. Looks like some of those Zealots are chasing down more and more of those units. And once again, these Zealots are just beasting it up, taking out a bunch of those, pretty much all of those siege tanks, and now going after all of the SCVs. This could be really, really painful if he doesn't take out all those Zealots. Does look like he will do exactly that. But everything considered, both players are still in this game, to say the least. More and more of those Zealots are going to be coming in here, and it looks like this time SpeCial is absolutely on top of it. He is going to chase down a bunch of those Zealots here. Concussive Shells is going to slow down those units. Wow. This has been a very interesting match so far here, guys. You kind of wonder what this Protoss army is going to maybe plan on doing here. Looks like another command center is going to be going down very shortly here for SpeCial. But it does look like, here we go, there is going to be a fight in the middle of the map here. Who's going to take this engagement? It looks like the Protoss player is jumping on this army right now. Beautifully done here by both of these players. The storms come down on all of those SCVs, and that definitely hurts the Terran force a lot here. There's still a lot of siege tanks that are out on the playing field. Another storm comes in, and they're going to take out a bunch more of these units here. Beautiful play. Still got this massive army over here in the top right-hand corner. So Stats is really splitting up his army very, very well right now. And before you know it, he is starting to slowly take a nice lead against his opponent. Mass recall is being called in here, and it looks like SpeCial is going to be pushed away. So, I mean, neither of these players are out of it just yet, but I like the positioning that Stats is in. Stats is in a very nice position. He's got so much army and really high-tier units. Very scary unit composition here. And they're split up on different sides of the map. And there is a lot of siege tanks right now. These siege tanks are in a really nice position in the middle of the map here. Storms going down. Beautiful storms here. Another storm is going to go down. And the Micro is going to come in for the Archon. It does look like now Stats is going to hit from multiple angles at once here. He's going to hit 2 places at once. He's going after that planetary fortress. The beautiful disruptor hits. The amazing storms right now. And I don't know if there's anything that SpeCial can do at this point. He is being pushed back by Stats, who is currently the best Protoss player on the planet, trying to end this game right here and right now, moving into the 20-minute mark. He has so much army here and not much left over for SpeCial. If SpeCial allows this to go on much longer, it could be the end of this game. He's going after that natural command center. Does not get the kill as of yet. But SpeCial somehow, someway, has managed to hold on right now. He is trying to go a little bit too far, I think. Those storms are just absolutely beautiful by our Protoss player. And more and more Nexuses are coming up here for Stats. He's kind of, he's maxed out right now. He's got his army split up. And so many siege tanks down here at the newly acquired, I guess you could say, 3rd base. Wow. Beautiful play here. Got that high ground vision now is Stats. Stats could easily, storm some of these units. But I gotta say, I really like the positioning right now that that Stats is in. He is playing this thing brilliantly. He's being patient while he's at it. And a bunch of these units are going to come over and try to see if that Nexus has been taken yet. And more of these units, here we go, are going to start pushing in here to that natural command center. And it looks like there is that high ground vision of that siege tank. But I do wonder, Stats is just absolutely decimating the economy of our Terran player. This could be such a disaster for our Terran player here. Another base does go down. There are more storms that are going down on all of these Terran units. He's pushing in from multiple angles. The disruptors are going to go after all of those siege tanks, absolutely decimating them. GG is called, and Stats wins this series 3-1 against his opponent in absolutely brilliant fashion. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Stats and SpeCial, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.